Hello everyone, Jean Kanicki here. Today we're making a big batch of spaghetti and beautiful meatballs. So come along, let's do this. So I'm gonna show you what I have to put in. I have fresh basil, fresh thyme that I got out of my garden. I have some parsley, I have white oregano, I have breadcrumbs, I have grated parmesan cheese, I have some onions that I already sauteed, and I have garlic. So we're gonna make the meatballs, and the reason we're doing the meatballs first is that we want to put the meatballs in the refrigerator so it gets a little firmer. So then when you cook it, it doesn't fall apart, you see. So, oh, and I forgot, we have buttermilk and 1 egg that I beat up. So we're gonna put everything together and then we'll make our meatballs. And I took my jewelry off because I have to mix this by hand because I have to do the meatballs by hand anyways. So this is just the way it's gonna work. Put some breadcrumbs, and the recipe will be on the bottom. All you have to do is hit more, so I'm not gonna go through all the measurements. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of each right now. And the onion and garlic. You don't wanna put just right, oh, these weren't onions, they were shallots that I put in. So, little correction there. But you can use onions instead if you don't have shallots. Now some people put sausages in their meatballs, and I don't particularly care for sausages in my meatballs, so we're just using the beef. But you can certainly put sausages in here. I'm sure it'll give it a beautiful taste. So we're gonna add 1 egg that's beaten up. And then we're going to add a little bit of the buttermilk. Don't want to add too much because you don't want to make it too soggy. And if you do add too much, you can add a little more breadcrumbs to make it a little drier so it can form nice. I'm going to put a little more breadcrumbs in here. Oh, salt and pepper. About a teaspoon, and pepper. Okay, now we're good. I'm gonna get in there with my fingers and make the meatballs. See, nothing complicated here. Oh, I'm liking the consistency of this. I can smell the fresh basil already. Wonderful. Okay. There's one. These are going to be delicious. Two. Three. I'll do one more and then we'll put these in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna start on the sauce. Okay, so we have our shallots and our thyme that's already sauteed, and I'm gonna add the minced garlic, that's fresh garlic, and saute that for a few minutes. And as soon as the garlic starts to give out the beautiful aroma, I'll take one more second. Okay, I can smell the garlic. So now we're going to add our, this is 105 ounces of tomato puree. Now I use the big can because I'm making a lot of sauce. Now here's where my recipe is different, because I don't use tomato paste in my sauce. I just let it cook down. See, all the goodness is coming up now. Get it all blended up in there. And I have some frozen basil that I'm going to put in there, which makes it beautiful. You can never have too much basil in Italian cooking, right? Wonderful. We're going to add some oregano in there. This is white oregano. I'm going to put this cover on there. See, it has the mesh on it, just so the acidity, you don't want to cover the sauce because it wouldn't allow the acidity to get out. So I put this over here, and the acidity is allowed to steam out of the sauce. So this is going to simmer for a few minutes, and in the meantime I'll start making the meatballs. Look at our meatballs. We're going to be cooking these up. So put some olive oil in here, because we don't want them to stick. And we're gonna wait for a second for it to heat up. You know the oil is ready when you hear that sound. We're gonna have to cook these in 2 batches because you don't want to crowd them. So I'm gonna put these over here for now. Now you don't want to burn these. You gotta keep an eye on them and keep turning them. Oh yes, that's what we want. Nice and golden brown. Okay, these are done. And I'm gonna take them out and put them in the sauce. So the sauce is cooking right here. We're going to give this a quick stir. And let it continue to simmer. And there you have it, folks. We're going to cover this. Let it simmer for about 30 to 40 minutes on low. All right, our sauce and our meatballs are ready, and I made some pasta, so let's go. So the pasta is here. Bella.
Hush. Hush, Belle.
And now for our sauce. Voila, look at that. So here's our meatball. And you have some of that nice fresh basil. Ooh. See how nice and thick my sauce is?
Hush.
Okay, so we're just gonna put a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese over that. And I like a little tiny bit of parsley. And there you go. Now, for the best part, we're gonna give it a taste test. So let's do this. Get a piece of the okay. That is out of this world. It is so good but hot. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you make this recipe because it is delicious. Don't forget to like and subscribe.